see a Cobweb, it looks really intricate and interesting. You know you should probably knock it down, but something about it intrigues you, so you just keep staring at it.
You just keep staring at it?
Yeah, because sometimes it's like Charlotte's Web.
Okay.
It made me interested, as a kid listening to reading Charlotte's Web, you see these cobwebs.
Well, personally, I knock them down. I'm just saying.
Oh, but no, you don't look at the work and the dedication that they put into it?
Yeah, I'm like,
So this movie Cobweb that we watch, let me tell you why. Typically, I don't like to read synopsis. If I see the preview, that's good. I don't need to read a synopsis. I don't want details. I want to just watch the movie and be surprised, right?
Yeah.
I accidentally came across this the synopsis of Cobweb, and I wish I hadn't. Because had I not thought about it again, I probably wouldn't have seen the movie. The synopsis kind of threw me off it made the movie sound less good than what it was, put it that way.
Okay.
It was actually better. Okay, so let's talk about, we got this movie, Cobweb. It's considered, it's rated R, first of all. Rated R, hour and 28 minutes.
Rated R horror movie.
Yes.
So it's got to be good, right?
Well, that doesn't necessarily make it good because it's rated R. It just means you might get a little more gore, curse words, or something like that. But in this one, so we got starring Lizzie Kaplan, Anthony Starr, Woody Norman, and Cleopatra Coleman. I love her name. I love her name. But anyway, so there's this little boy, okay, and this is per Roger Ebert. Something is going bump in the night in Peter's bedroom. Soon, those nightly bumps start to sound like a girl's voice trapped in the wall. Peter will soon realize that she is not at all what she seems, and whose advice is not always so pure.
You sure you don't want kids?
Ew! How dare you ruin the ambiance of the read that I just gave?
I'm sorry.
No, I do this to my nieces, though. I totally, I do this to them. And they just laugh at me like, whatever, that's not even real. But yeah, I do. You know it.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, so this movie turned out to be better than the synopsis, okay? So like I said, it's got this kid, he's about, maybe 9 or 10 or something. And he keeps hearing something in the walls, and he's telling his mom and him like, hey, this is, I'm hearing this in here. And they're like, boy, stop it. Ain't nothing in your room. Quit it. Go back to bed, blah, blah, blah. So as the story starts to unfold, there is something. Peter is not crazy.
Of course.
There is something in his wall.
And
something weird is going on here because the parents are acting kind of weird. So I'm watching this movie, I'm like, so, we start to think, did they capture somebody in their basement and they got out? Is this like a weird couple that, stuff starts to go through your head because we know Peter's not crazy. We're hearing him. And this is what this movie is about. What becomes of those noises and that voice that he sees, and he actually does see and hears coming out of his wall. And when you find out what it is, it kind of threw me off a little bit, which I was glad. Like I said, because the synopsis almost ruined it for me. But it was, when I say it, it's horror, but it didn't necessarily scare me. You gave me a little bit of creeps here and there.
Okay.
But it didn't scare me. This is actually inspired, and this kind of made me like it a little bit more. This movie was inspired by Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So when I read that, I'm like, I kind of did. He kept hearing it and hearing it. And if you're familiar with Edgar Allan Poe, we had to read all this stuff in school. But anyways, it made more sense to me, and it made me like it a little bit more after I heard that fact.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not understanding with box office. So last I checked with the box office, because again, I hadn't seen any previews. I stream a lot, but they still stream, commercials and all that. 440,000. I'm hoping that's increased. That's not a lot.
Well, I mean, a lot of people haven't even heard of this movie.
See, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I accidentally stumbled and then went and seen it. Like the IMDb score is 6 out of 10, which is But Rotten Tomatoes, which I am very surprised, Rotten Tomatoes is giving it 61%, and the audience is giving it 74%. I'm really shocked because as an audience, I would probably, 74%, I might have went with about 60. It didn't necessarily scare me. It was just kind of a bit of an interesting story, finding out why in the world is this child in this wall, and why is everybody acting like it's not real? And, you find, it can get a bit predictable. You probably would have, before midway through, probably would have, because I kind of started getting it. But it's, what was the one movie we seen? Was it Malignant? Yeah, it was Malignant. Remember the girl, they kept thinking she was crazy, and it get towards the end of the movie, there was another person coming out of her head.
Yes.
it's one of those type of movies that'll get you towards the end. Like, it's so predictable for most of it. You're like, come on. Okay, cool, whatever. Hour, 28 minutes. But then it hits you with that little bit of it that just makes you like it a little bit more.
Okay.
So it was, I would definitely tell you to see it. You could wait till it streams. But when it does stream, I would absolutely tell you to go ahead and watch it. Me personally, for this one, I'm just going to go with just a standard 3. It wasn't anything new that I haven't seen. Like I said, I liked a little bit of twist at the end, but it wasn't enough for me to say, oh my gosh, this was fabulous. You know, the kid did a great job in here. The kid did a great job, and so did Cleopatra Coleman, who plays the kid's school teacher. Because she's seeing that there's something going on with this little boy, and she's asking his parents, is everything okay at home? And you know how people get upset when you start getting in their mix, and then she's one of these teachers that wants to, I need to be more involved. If this kid needs help, should I go to their house? There, you made your mistake right there. You can't be going to nobody's house, and then you can't do that kind of stuff anymore. But this is where she ends up getting all involved in it because she's a concerned teacher. She has a heart. So her role was really good in here, and I think between her and the little boy that played the role, I think they really did make the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so they made it. So yeah, so as soon as it streams, I mean, if you're complete, you have nothing else to watch at Harkins, go to matinee. Definitely matinee it if you're going to see it. Otherwise, when it streams, it's worth $5.99 at Redbox or whatever, or wherever you stream from. Redbox isn't $5.99 unless they're like kind of new releases sometimes. But anyway, it was okay. I wasn't angry that I spent the money on it, but it was kind of predictable. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead with a very, very average 3 for this movie.
All right.
Like I said, rated R, so just keep that in mind. There were no sex scenes or anything in here or anything violent, but again, I guess they're getting a little bit better with with some of the violence that took place in here, whatnot. But okay, whatever. But anyway. Thank you for tuning in to our review of Cobweb. Don't forget, Jules and I, we are on Facebook. We're on YouTube.
Yes.
Instagram.
Yep.
Cash App if you'd like to make a donation. And we're also on the FearCon Network. So go to Connect to Your City, click the FearCon tab, and you'll see our horror and thriller reviews. Talk to us. Let us know what you want to see. We take requests. We'll shout you out on the show, watch your movie, let you know what we thought about it. All right? All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in to our review of Cobweb, and we will see you back soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.